From wars to elections, international incidents to civil unrest, entertainment to sports, the key defining moments of history profoundly influence who and what we are today. Several historic events also serve as painful reminders of senseless acts that hurt us all as we struggled to comprehend why and how they happened. In any case, each encourages reflection and evaluation of our world, perhaps with new insights into the consequences of the events that have helped shape who we are as a culture. To achieve Vito Corleone's characteristic bulldog look, makeup artist Dick Smith designed a custom-made mouthpiece. A professional dentist made the piece to ensure its comfort and durability and that it wouldn't hurt Marlon in the long run. Since he had to spend long hours on set for The Godfather, it was important to manufacture the mouthpiece with utmost care. This unbelievable facial change makes it look like the actor is much older than he was in real life. It gives him the right look to portray the emblematic mobster. Even before Mount Rushmore was carved, the Black Hills was a sacred place for the Lakota Sioux people. Although they were cut to feature 4 U.S. presidents in 1941, they used to be called Thuankasila Sakbi, which translates to the 6 grandfathers. It symbolized the 6 sacred directions: east, west, north, south, below, and above. This is one of the few pictures of the mountain before it was carved. It's easy to see the appeal for the Lakota tribe. The natural granite formations had an indescribable picturesque charm. This picture is dated from 1935, when the first cables were installed on San Francisco's emblematic suspension bridge. The Golden Gate Bridge opened for traffic on May 27, 1937, and the construction lasted over 4 years. This bridge connects San Francisco Bay to the Pacific Ocean. It's 1.6 kilometers long and 746 feet tall, an impressive structure. It is considered one of the wonders of the modern world for its magnificent engineering, design, and construction. It almost instantly became the symbol of the city of San Francisco. The end of the television sitcom Seinfeld was a historic moment for pop culture. The show lasted 9 seasons from 1989 to 1998 and was a cultural phenomenon. The show got started using a very modest set. Because of the show's success, it ended up being filmed on Stage 9, the biggest in CBS Studio Center in Los Angeles, despite the show being set in New York. This picture evokes a bittersweet feeling as Jerry waits for his cue to enter the scene to deliver his final few lines. On November 10, 1969, the pilot for Sesame Street aired on television. The show has been running ever since. It has set many records, such as being the longest-running children's television show, most Emmy Awards for a children's show, most international adaptations, most Muppets created, and most celebrity guest appearances. Over 86 million Americans have watched it, a fairly impressive achievement. The characters, despite being puppets, all have incredibly unique personalities. Many would be shocked to see this picture of how they are handled behind the scenes. The artist Grant Wood had a specific vision for his painting. In the background would be a house that he once saw in Eldon, Ohio, and in the foreground, a father-daughter duo. When he finished, he didn't expect it to become one of the most regarded masterpieces of the 20th century. Here is a picture of his original models, the artist's sister, Nan Wood, and his dentist, Dr. Byron McKeeby, in the gallery at the Cedar Rapids Public Library. The picture is currently in the Art Institute of Chicago. If you were walking around Paris in 1878, you would have probably encountered the Paris World Fair, where this massive copper head was showcased. Here it is before it was gifted to the United States by the government of France in 1889. The sculpture was designed by Frederick Auguste Bartholdi, and its framework was made by Auguste Eiffel. Many people don't know that there are 2 statues of Liberty, the best-known one in New York and its twin in Paris. The LZ-129 Hindenburg, a German commercial airship, operated from March 1936 until its tragic demise in May 1937 due to a fire accident. Here's a rare sneak peek inside. The upper deck served as a residential passenger area equipped with cabins, a dining room, and a lounge for relaxation. The lower deck provided facilities for the crew, such as washrooms, a mess hall, and a designated smoking room, all before it went up in smoke. Despite its short life, the Hindenburg has remained a significant symbol in aviation history. Although the famous image depicts a nameless man halting the progression of 4 tanks in Beijing, the uncropped picture reveals a far more daunting situation. A continuous line of tanks filled the streets, amplifying the bravery and defiance of the man who stood alone in their tracks. This powerful photograph, captured during the 1989 Tiananmen Square protests, has become an enduring symbol of peaceful resistance and courage in the face of oppression. But who knew that the force he was up against was this well-armed and equipped? With the construction of the Berlin Wall in 1961, travel between East and West Berlin was strictly prohibited. However, this changed until November 11, 1989, when the wall was finally dismantled. Hundreds of thousands of East Germans took to the roads, eager to explore the other side after years of separation. This influx of traffic led to gridlock near the iconic Brandenburg Gate as thousands of citizens crossed the once impenetrable border, embracing the end of the Cold War, newfound consumer freedoms, and reunifying with loved ones. The Arc de Triomphe in Paris commemorates those who fought for France during the French Revolutionary and Napoleonic Wars. At 164 feet, it was the tallest triumphal arch in the world until the Monumento a la Revolution was completed in Mexico City in 1938. The Arc de Triomphe remains a popular tourist attraction. While it looks incredible from the ground, its true beauty can only be appreciated by birds, hot air balloons, its architect, and, thankfully, for the sake of those afraid of heights, aerial photography. This one would have taken some guts to photograph, never mind film up close. Many lions were used to film Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer's iconic logo throughout the years, but only one was named Leo. The lion pictured here was known as Jackie, not Leo. This may surprise those who grew up seeing the familiar Leo the lion roaring at the start of every movie. Nevertheless, Jackie, and his lion peers, contributed to the powerful imagery that has become synonymous with MGM and the world of cinema as we know it. If you're afraid of riding on roller coasters, you're not alone. The speed and gravity can be too much for some people. But imagine riding a coaster where you're taken off the track, even just for a death-defying moment, only to slam down on the other side. If this man's face is anything to go by, it's enough to make all of your life flash before your eyes. It seems that regulations were much laxer in 1912 about what could be built for the public's amusement, or in this case, their terror.